Yo, we got Billionaire Sophia in the building. How are you doing today?
What up?
Like first thing I told you when you got out the whip, you outswagged me today. I really tried to come through. I tried to come through fire today. It didn't work out for me. She got me.
Thank you.
We were just talking a second ago. You have your own podcast. You kind of have your own show going on. What's the name of it? And can you talk about it a little bit?
It's called The Session Show. And it's a podcast, vlog style, documentary style, based on artists, influencers, just whoever I want to help connect them to their supporters, basically. I don't know how to put that, but it's basically to help people connect to their supporters.
Cool, yeah, and it's by giving them the exposure necessary and to kind of showcase who they are as a person, to kind of showcase day in the life of what they probably do, just to give it to the, help people connect to the audience, because there's not a lot of podcasts right now that really focus on the individual more so than just asking questionnaires and kind of having agendas instead of really trying to figure out who the person is.
Yeah.
It's more like, why did this happen? Why did that happen? I don't know, man. It's just crazy with podcasts these days, man. I'm working on trying to figure that out. Like, we definitely need to stop having so many agendas when we're interviewing people and just really trying to get to know who they are as a person and tap in with their soul more.
Yeah.
So, talk about how that all started, though. What was like the first process of it?
Well, like, I make music, so I was thinking of ways to stay relevant too. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I wasn't dropping nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, and I still wanted to help people too, cause I don't charge people. Like when I reach out to people and like tell them I want to interview them, I don't charge them. You know what I'm saying? But if somebody like asks me to work, then I charge them. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to help people. You know, I wanted to help people like connect for real. You know what I'm saying? And I also want to stay relevant. You know what I'm saying? So like, and I just being honest. You know what I'm saying? So, cause they'll forget about you. You know what I'm saying? So, it started like that, and I started with my phone. I do it off my phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to get a new camera, but I heard this one YouTuber say, like, wait till you make some money first to start spending money, like, on this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I felt him. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I watched his vlogs, and, like, he started with a camera phone. You know what I'm saying? And, like, that wasn't stopping him. You know what I'm saying? His name Dub, DDG brother. You know what I'm saying? And he got over 1 million subscribers. You know what I'm saying? He got a real camera now. But what he said was true, like, because I'm thinking, like, what camera I got to get? Like, overthinking it, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get the best quality and all that shit when I don't even got that many subscribers. You know what I'm saying? I only got 100-something subscribers. You know what I'm saying? So what he said helped me, like, save some money. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm just about to bang as many vlogs out, as many interviews out, because the quality good. It's 4K. You know what I'm saying? So it looked good. So it just was me just wanting it to be perfect. You know what I'm saying?
No, I totally agree with that. I always tell people, at the end of the day, just get started. People message me all the time, like, how do I start a podcast? What gear do I buy? What do I do this? I always respond with the same thing. Just start doing it. I don't care what you got in your pocket. I don't care what kind of equipment you got. Just start doing it. Don't think you got to have the whole system mapped out before you start. I think it's a demotivator to think I have to have everything organized in order for me to begin. It's like kind of procrastinating. So what you're doing is awesome, because you're just saying, hey, I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it with what I have, right? So that's the best way to go about it. Now let's just get back into you for a second, though. Are you from Michigan? Are you from Detroit?
Yeah, I'm from Detroit.
Okay, yeah, just talk about just growing up in Detroit a little bit, how it kind of turned you into who you are today.
All right, so I was born in Detroit at Providence Hospital. That's not Detroit, though. But I was born at Providence Hospital. The first street I remember living on was Dexter and Glenn. And then from there, we had moved to 8 Mile in this area called the Township. You know what I'm saying? It's like between, like, on the Detroit side, Wyoming and Myers, and on, like, the Oak Park side, Rosewood, and, like, Scotia. So, we've been living over there. I still live over there, you know what I'm saying? But my mom, she sing. My whole family is into music. My dad, I think he tried to make beats, but because I don't know that much about him. But I think he tried to make beats. I think he know how to sing. Like my sister told me he knew how to sing. And like it just run in my family. Music just run in my family. So I always loved music. I always wanted to do music as a kid, and you know it always influenced everything that I did basically.
Yeah, and when was the first moment that you were like, okay, well, let me try something out with it and actually take it to a point of recording and getting into a studio and stuff like that?
Like on my own, I was like probably like cuz I'm 29.
Okay.
So I probably was like 19. But when I was a kid, I was singing in church, and I sang in the studios before when I was a kid. Like I sang for Marvin Winans. You know what I'm saying? That's a church on the east side, Perfecting or whatever. It's a gospel. They a popular gospel family or whatever. So I'm familiar with performing live with bands and all that type of stuff. So like I started as a kid. You know what I'm saying? It just was like I got told no a lot. Like I used to audition for stuff. And I ain't really, but like in church, I excelled though. But like in real life, it was a little tougher, you know. But then I went to Full Sail and Art Institute of Michigan. That's when I learned audio engineering.
Oh, cool.
And that's when I was, cause I went to record myself because I didn't want to pay for like the stuff I was getting. I wasn't really happy, you know what I'm saying? I knew it was gonna take like a long time, so I was like, I want to learn how to do it myself, so I went to school. But I ain't finished at Art Institute in Nova. I finished at Full Sail, but I didn't go to Full Sail. Well, I went to Full Sail twice. I went to Full Sail twice. The first time I went was for audio engineering, but I didn't finish. Then the second time I went was for media communication, and I finished with a certification. And I got that for free. Like, it was like a promotion deal. They just was like, if you want to learn how to do this, we'll pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So I did that. So I got a certification for media communications, but I started making beats after I went to AI, and it was just like this guy, he taught me how to do beats on GarageBand. That's what I learned on GarageBand. I use Logic right now, though, and I know how to use Fruity Loops a little bit, Pro Tools a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's when I started recording myself and, you know, just really trying to take myself seriously. Like, I was recording myself in the car. I know people say that, but I was recording myself in the car, too. You know what I'm saying? Off the laptop mic. You know, my shit was sounding ass. But couldn't nobody tell me shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was in the car, too, in the Grand Prix. Niggas used to walk by the car and see me in my car. You know what I'm saying? Day and night. You know what I'm saying? Knew not to bother me. My headphones would be on, you know what I'm saying? So, and then I started performing, like, at open mics and shit like that around the city. And that's how I started becoming, like, active or whatever.
Yeah, the beginning process, it sounds like you just kept diving into things. Like, you just like you said with your podcast, like, you just got into it. You know, it wasn't like you were tiptoeing. You were, like, really trying to get involved and be a part of the music scene.
Yeah.
What was your first moment where you realized you were getting reciprocation and people were really rocking with you?
Just when people would give me good feedback.
Do you remember the time? Do you remember, like, something specific? Do you remember a song that had released or anything like that maybe people started making you feel like, okay, I should keep doing this?
Yeah, I had a song, like, when I first started, it was called Good Vibes. People really liked it. It was a guy named Jimmy Stunner on there. That shit old as fuck. But I was listening to it the other day, like, damn, like, I felt my heart. You know what I'm saying? I felt my heart in it, and it helped inspire me. So, but that was one, but I don't know who gonna remember that. But then a song called Not That Nice, like, that was one, like, a lot of people, like, but that was in 2018, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was a song people really fucked with, like, Not That Nice. But I got a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? But that's one, that's probably the one that, because it's different. So, like, a lot of people, and it was easy to sing along with. So that was, like, probably the best response song.
And that kind of just keeps the motivation going. Okay, people are, you know, saying that they rock with me, and you're building a fan base as this is happening.
Yeah.
What was the biggest milestone, do you think, for you along this whole ride so far?
Nah.
Nothing stands out to you right now?
Ain't nothing really impressed me yet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know you got more work to do?
Yeah, cause ain't nothing really. Cause my life has changed, but ain't nothing like dramatic. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's really all stepping stones. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nothing like ain't really been like no big ass chunk yet. You know what I'm saying? But it all count. But
No, I mean, you're just being very real with yourself about it. Even sometimes when I look at what I've done, I'll be like, as much as people think I've done stuff, for me, I don't feel like I did anything yet type thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It kind of depends on the people to tell you that, and even then when it's like, bro, I know, you know what it is? At the end of the day, you know your potential, and you know how big you can get, and you know what big moves you can make, so it still doesn't seem like anything you've done matters that much.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the motivating factors right now. What kind of keeps you pushing and making things happen?
Like my love for music, the fact that I've been doing it so long. It's like I don't want to just be like wasting my whole fucking life, basically. You know what I'm saying? Because like I told you, I started when I was a child. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to just kill the fire. I don't want to kill the flame and just put it out just because, you know what I'm saying? I don't ever want to give up on it. So that's the one thing, I don't want to give up on it. And then two, just like seeing like what can happen. You know what I'm saying? When I don't give up, like Babyface Ray, you know what I'm saying? He inspired me just like keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know you good at something, people like it. You know, why stop? You know, so.
You're saying just watching his journey is kind of like a motivating factor, or did you have like a conversation with him, or what specific aspect of it did you see that made you think, you know, to keep just moving forward with it? Just
hearing his story. And because I just became like a listener like in 2020. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I was like, I listened to different type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So and I listen to myself too, but I don't listen to only myself. So, but I listen to different type of shit. So when I hear somebody from Detroit that I like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like when I heard like Number One Fan, even when I heard him on 42 Doug song, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, who is that on the hook? I thought it was 42 Doug on the whole song. And I was like, dang, no, that's not even him. I was like, okay, I like his voice, his flow. I'm like, okay, let me dive deeper into him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and he doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
What's something right now that you've been working on? What's some of the projects that you've been working on, you know, within this year?
I just released a project called The Girl Next Door.
Okay, talk about that.
It's called The Girl Next Door. Everyone out there in TV land or YouTube land, Instagram land, social media land, it's called The Girl Next Door, and it's the girl next door. I've seen this interview with Billie Eilish, and she was like, she hate when people like interpret the music for the supporters and tell them like this is what it means and this is what it was about. But to be honest, like it really was about something. So I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying? So like it's really about me realizing that I'm the girl next door. You know what I'm saying? Like really just accepting the fact that I'm the girl next door, and it's not, it's I love that about me. You know what I'm saying? That I'm the girl next door in a good way. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's really about. Yeah.
What does that mean though? Like the girl next door?
Like, have you ever had a neighbor that just was cool and just chill and loving, don't start no trouble, that's cute, you know, that's stylish, that you know what I'm saying? That's me. You know what I'm saying? That's the girl next door. So that's what it is, but people don't look at me like that. You know what I'm saying? So when they first see me and I say the girl next door, they think I'm talking about a bitch. They think I'm talking about they don't think I'm talking about me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's just really about. It's just about me realizing that I'm the girl next door, and I didn't know what I was gonna call it. I wasn't even gonna call it that at first, but I'd be asking God like, what should I call it? You know what I'm saying? What should I do? What should I name it? So
what do you think? What do you think people perceive you as that makes initially when somebody first sees you? Like, do you have an idea of what how people consider you?
I be going through bullshit.
Okay, talk about it.
I be going through bullshit, bro. I be going through bullshit because people are confused these days. People are influenced by confusion. So people just like, bro, it be bullshit. Like, people be asking me if I'm trans. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, I get it, but that's disrespectful in my opinion. Like, just bullshit. So I be like,
So people misinterpret your sexual preference.
yeah.
So, like, obviously that's gonna bother somebody. I mean, in whatever type of way. Is it because maybe like what do you think it is though? Like, is it because of the way you look like a rapper, obviously?
Yeah.
But like most people, when they think of like women, obviously they're gonna go with like, you know, the more classical approach. Rappers look a certain way at the end of the day.
Right.
So everybody's always gonna assume a girl that's a rapper might be on both sides.
Yeah.
Like, they don't fucking know.
Yeah.
And so for you, you're just like kind of like, that's, even though it looks that way, it's not that way.
Yeah, I'm still a girl. I'm a girl. I'm a woman. I'm a young lady. So that's just what it's about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck what you see. You know, look within, look beyond. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I look at people. You know, we all see stuff, but after a while, I'm looking inside, and I understand that we don't know each other. So I give people chances to get to know me if they don't understand me, but it just be like, damn, people really like are stupid.
It's the whole thing too. It's like, you're not gonna change how you put yourself out there. You're not gonna change your approach because other people misinterpret things.
Right.
So it's like you're not switching up for anybody, basically.
Right.
And that's the most important thing.
Except me. You know what I'm saying? So.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, that's the way that everybody should be. I think when you start trying to accommodate or try to create your personality or who you are based upon how other people see you, then you lost yourself. I think that's when you really failed at life, is when you're trying to appease other people or make other people accept you instead of just being yourself. That's when you really failed at life. That's when you see like rappers and all these people go crazy and these entertainers go crazy because they're trying to create this image and stick to this image that's not them. And that's why a lot of people in the Hollywood industry are super, super depressed, because they don't know how to break away from that.
Yeah.
So you're the type of person, like, you don't give a fuck. Like, I'm going to be me regardless.
It's like, I care, but I don't care more. I don't care more than I care about myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm at with it.
Legendary. Now, the project that's coming out, is there features on it? How have you curated it? Like, what's been the process for it?
It's already out.
Oh, okay.
It's already out. It's 2 features on the deluxe one, but it's no features on the first one.
Who's the features in the deluxe?
Rocky Bad and Jay Hill
Super talented.
from Stunheart. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Those the only 2.
I love Rocky Bad, man.
I love her
I
too.
love Rocky
She a
Bad.
sweetheart.
She, at the end of the day, we did a podcast together. It was a great fucking podcast, and I have nothing but love for her. I've been watching her story forever. She's like the ideal, blueprint for how a female artist should move on in Detroit and in the industry. The way she did it, she has such a great story, and she's a super humble person.
Yeah.
And it's really like, if you really look at a lot of the top female rappers, you always think about her first. You know, you got like Cash Doll and stuff like that, but I feel like Rocky stuck to the scene. Like, I feel like she stayed here. I feel like she stayed here more so. So it's like easier to always relate to her when it comes to Detroit female artists.
Oh yeah.
Versus like people who made it and like, you know, didn't really kind of stick around, kind of thing.
It ain't really no female rappers that I can think of that's on a high level. You know what I'm saying? That's like on a high level.
I know, right? And Detroit.
Besides Cash Doll, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and from Detroit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right about that, because I'm trying to think about who.
So it's like Cash Doll really. Dej Loaf.
Oh, Dej Loaf, my fault. Yeah, Dej Loaf.
Dej.
Hey, correct. Listen, man.
Shout out Dej Loaf. I see you dropping.
Yeah.
I see you been dropping. I'm happy. I'm happy you dropping, and it sounded good.
Yeah.
Shout out Dej.
It just took a quick second to remember. All right.
Yeah. Because she be low key. You know what I'm saying? She be low key, but she still dazed though.
Yeah, because she's more particular about when she releases and stuff like that. And I don't see her posts like about her too much unless it's like significant. A lot of other female artists, they flood their pages more so you're always seeing them and stuff, which is cool too. But you're more. It's interesting when you don't drop as much, but when you do drop, it's like a gem.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And when y'all was talking about Mystique earlier, that's why I was like half and half with it, cause like somebody you cherish, like you kind of appreciate their Mystique. And it is kind of like you is like on edge about when they drop and you can't wait. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but at the same time, it is like we want to know more, but we don't have to know more though. We don't have to know more.
Well, my theory is that like the more you see an artist. The more you see somebody on Instagram, the more you see them, probably the less better they're probably doing. Because I feel like if you're constantly promoting yourself, that means you're constantly trying to get bags and constantly trying to gain exposure. And I feel like the people who are established and comfortable have the ability to release when they want to release. And they're going to make sure that's a gem when they do it.
Yeah.
So killing the artist mystique is all about like artists are constantly promoting themselves so much so they get to a certain level, but they're kind of killing their mystique in the meantime of trying to get to that level. If they took the time to step back and be like, okay, I'm going to take a big risk and drop a fucking killer album this year and only really focus on that, then they wouldn't have to do all the little things, but they don't want to take that risk. They would rather get the little bags and the little bags and the little bags. That's just my opinion, bro, because it's like, come on, man. There's something like Boosie again. Boosie is like a guy. It's like, come on, what do you like? You if you were really doing straight, you wouldn't be promoting yourself this much.
Yeah, you're right. He wouldn't need it. And he said he loved Instagram. He said he not gonna stop fucking with Instagram because it do make him a lot of money. And I get it from a business standpoint, like, yeah, but it's other streams of income that he could pursue. You know what I'm saying? But if that's one, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? But I get what you saying too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
like, you wonder if his music playback declined. That's what I always wonder.
Oh,
like, okay,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like you're wondering, okay, since Boosie started putting himself out there more.
Can I see a lighter? Huh? I mean, can I see an ashtray? Can we smoke in here?
Yeah, you can smoke in here.
I wouldn't even go smoke.
Not asking questions is like, you know, it's just ignorance at the end of the day.
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, but he just like, so I it was like sound check was supposed to be. I don't even know if they did it because I had left. But and came back. I left and came back. I had to get ready.
Mm-hmm.
But I had walked up. He ain't say hi or nothing like that. I get it. Everybody is
Who
not.
are you talking about when you said he did?
The security guard.
Okay, yeah, so start from the point of the security guard. Like, walk people through it.
Yeah, so I was in the car waiting for sound check to start. It didn't start at the time that they said it was going to start. So to gain clarity, I got out my car to talk to the person in charge, to ask the person in charge. But before I could even get to that step, it was a security guard. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I walk up, and I guess he just thought he knew what I was about to say. So he like, what'd he say? He like, what'd he say? Because I let the shit go. But he said some shit like, oh, it ain't time yet, my mans. And I'm like, I'm not a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I felt like he meant that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he got offended when I told him that I wasn't a man. I'm like, why are you upset? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he like, well, what are you? And I'm like,
he said, what are you?
Yeah, I'm like, see, are you trying to disrespect me now? Like, and now I've seen this security guard multiple times on multiple occasions. I don't know if he just was on some bullshit that day or...
So pretty much he assumed your gender, and when you clearly stated that you're not a man, he still didn't go like, oh, sorry, I apologize.
Nah, and then the man next to him, they was all security, it was like 5 of them. The man next to him was like, oh, you did kind of look like, and I was like, that's why I corrected him. You know what I'm saying? If I do look, that's why I'm correcting him. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he was like, really had a bitch. That nigga had a bitch fit for real about it. And like, later on, like, one of the security guards had walked up to me like, I apologize. You know what I'm saying? We ain't know. Because they seen that I knew another security guard, a younger security guard from my neighborhood. I guess he told them, like, that's my homie. You know what I'm saying? Y'all disrespect. I guess they told him what happened. I ain't tell him. You know what I'm saying? But I guess he cleared it up like, y'all, that's family. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all was wrong. Basically, like, not that one type shit. Like,
they feel like they were intentionally disrespecting you, knowing that you are a female, and that they're basically saying, well, what are you? Are you a male or are you female? Even though they most likely knew that you were female.
They knew, and then the one security guard, the one that apologized, told me, like, he explained to the guy, like, just because you assume somebody is gay don't mean that they are transgender. You know what I'm saying? You can't just, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I say I understand people are confused because the way the world is right now. You know what I'm saying? It is like a lot of questions. You know what I'm saying? So, but ask, you know, and he did, and I told him. You know what I'm saying? And when you get disrespectful, now you coming from a hateful place. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be at work today. You know what I'm saying?
But why is somebody even asking you those questions? Like, this is, especially when it comes to the entertainment industry, and especially when it comes to work-related stuff. Who gives a damn if you mistakenly say somebody's a man instead of saying they're a woman?
Right.
You don't have any. That's all the conversation is. There doesn't need to be a further conversation.
Right.
Oh, I apologize.
Right.
And you move forward from
right.
that. You don't have to be like, oh, so what? That's totally unprofessional.
Yeah. I was pissed. It took me like an hour to calm down. I had to like track it, like, cause I was taking therapy, so I'm like, you know, let me practice what I learned. You know what I'm saying? Let me breathe, and cause I ain't want to overreact and like, cause I could have got ugly. You know what I'm saying? For no reason, then I would have just ruined my mood. I wouldn't have wanted to perform, and it would have got just. Mm-hmm.
No, you handled it the right way, obviously, and it's like, that's annoying as fuck to have to deal with. Like, at the end of the day, that's annoying as fuck. I mean, I've had people ask me before, like, are you gay? And, like, ask me because maybe, like, sometimes I'm, like, flamboyant in the way I dress or whatever. I'm like, but they'll do it in a way where it's like, bro, can you just ask, like, in a way that's not like that? Like, I'm clearly not, first of all. Second of all, why don't you just ask in a respectful manner? And why are you even assuming? Why do you even care? That's the bigger question. Like, why would you care?
Why do you care?
Yeah. Like, people have nothing better to do than to worry about what somebody's sexual preferences.
Who somebody having sex with? Like, what? Like I ask, like, when people act, like, well, when I was younger, like, when people just like ask or whatever, when it would bother me, I would be like, why do you care? And some people would be like, because I like you. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's that. But it don't be feeling like that when they act. So or maybe I'm just used to feeling like abused about it. You know what I'm saying? Every time it just don't be feeling like good. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
It don't be feeling good. So
especially in the entertainment industry, and women already have so much to deal with when it comes to the entertainment industry. They have guys always trying to get with them and manipulate situations and make promises and, you know, abuse their power and stuff like that. And then on top of it, you have people questioning what your sexual preferences. It's like, Can we just leave that aside when it comes to work and when it comes to entertainment? Just like, if you know me on a person-to-person basis, maybe we can have that conversation. But when we're talking about the entertainment industry, what the fuck is it your business to know? What is it your fucking business to know?
It was this one guy, A&R, he asked me, like, what my sexuality was, and I asked him why. And he was like, because it's, like, a demographic for it, you know what I'm saying, like, bisexual or gay singers or whatever. So I guess he wanted to know for business reasons, you know what I'm saying, which I understand, you know what I mean, so I get it. But at the end of the day, an artist and a person, they're going to be an artist and a person. So I could say this and feel this way today, and next month feel a different way. You know what I'm saying? Or next week. You know what I'm saying? Not or whatever, like growth and you know what I'm saying? Or change and like that shit happens. You know what I'm saying? So like even if a person feel like that's a demographic for you, it might not be the demographic forever. It might just, you know what I'm saying, be the demographic for the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
people change, so.
That's why people judging each other or even caring is just stupid. It's because it's like you can go with the wind of how you feel about something or a certain circumstance. It could change whenever. So don't stamp me as that.
Yeah.
Even if it was that month, that doesn't mean that's what it is next month.
Yeah.
But like the way you handled it was great. As far as roadblocks and as far as having to deal with stuff in the industry, is that like the only concern that's ever really come up to you and like that you've had to deal with? Or do you feel like there's more things you kind of wish were different and delegating through Detroit or the music scene in general?
One thing, like, I do need help. I need help. That's my biggest thing. But it's like, what do I need help with? You know what I'm saying? So, and then it's like, okay, when I write my goals down and I see what I want to do, you know, okay, I want a video. I know videographers. You know what I'm saying? I want to be on the radio. I know how to be on the radio. So everything I want to do, I know how to do. So it's not really no obstacles. You know what I'm saying? It's really just like, I mean, we all face obstacles every day. Small or whatever life shit, but like ain't like cause I thought about the question before I got here, cause I was like, what are my obstacles? And when I was like being optimistic about it, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, in reality, we all have like shit that interfere, but when you keep going, is it really? It's an obstacle, but what really is it? You know what I'm saying? What really is it really? Because it's really making us stronger. It's really making us better if we go about it the right way. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know what my obstacles is. I know for a long time, like I felt like I was in my own way. You know what I'm saying? Like my attitude, my intentions. You know what I'm saying? With music, with life. So I feel like probably I was in my own way. I was my biggest problem.
No, you're the type of person, you just take full accountability. Everything you say is like, it's my responsibility at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? To handle my career the way my career is going.
Yeah.
And like you said, what is an obstacle really? It's like, well, an obstacle is supposed to be, it's meant to get through. Like you're supposed to get through an obstacle. If somebody gives you a big maze to get through, you're supposed to get through this part to get through that part and get to the end of it.
Right.
So yeah, you're just totally accountable for everything that's going on. Is there anything you want to talk about before we close out?
The girl next door, man.
Yeah.
I dropped a music video. Well, I dropped 2 music videos. Bank account. That's what Rocky Bad on. She on a remix of Bank Account. And Say So. It was the music video is short, but it was influenced by Forrest Gump. Yeah, so check it out.
Legendary.
Check it out. I'm a very creative person. I love creating. So like a lot of my music videos be like cinematic, you know, a little dramatic. So I just want people to check out my music videos. I want y'all to follow me on Instagram at Billionaire Sophia. Subscribe. Help me get my subscribers up so I can get monetized. What else? Oh yeah, follow my clothing line. Parrot, the world is yours. The Instagram for that is it's backwards, so just follow me when I say this. 7TORRAP. Maybe they'll put it in the thing.
I'll put it there. Don't worry. Yeah.
And then my podcast, Succession Show. Y'all can tap in if y'all want to keep up with me, get to know me more, get to know artists more, or whatever. And yeah, it's not much to say really. Like shit. Shout out to everybody that been doing their thing in the city. Like shout out to you. Thanks for having me. And
thank you for being a part of this.
For sure.
Billionaire Sophia, thank you so much again. Like this was a great talk, and I'm glad we got to discuss that part of it. I feel like female artists already have enough to deal with in the industry. I feel like, you know, it's just right now is just the time is like, are you an artist? All right, let's work. Or if you're an artist, show that respect. And if you're an artist, just look at that person as an artist and entertainer and as a human. Don't try to look past that. Like there is no need for any of that stuff. And also, you starting the podcast and really trying to connect with people is a huge thing, and getting people exposure. I feel like what your podcast is really doing is giving people exposure and showcasing who they truly are, which is, I think everybody in Detroit should start finding ways to help artists get proper exposure instead of like agenda written exposure and just abusing the power that we have to give them the exposure. It's hard because it's, you can only do this stuff when money is involved, because if there's no money involved, then there's no way to sustain.
Right.
If you're not getting paid, or if you're not making money from doing it, then you can't exist to give people that platform.
Right.
So even you, I like how you said, like, I'm not charging people when I reach out to them, and that's cool. And the people who you do reach out to, you have to make some type of money, or else you can't exist. How are you going to keep doing it if you're not? What are you going to live off of? How are you going to make it happen? So, I appreciate that perspective as well. But definitely check out your definitely going to check out your tape and listen to it. See what you and Rocky Bad did together.
So
Appreciate you for being a part of this. We're at Parallel Sound Studio, Hilo Visuals is shooting these productions. We're out. Peace.
So. Oh, Hilo, you shot what's the name shit? 9 to 5 twine shit.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Sorry. But yeah, I shot a few of his videos so far.
That's what's up.
You fuck with Twan?
Yeah, he a cool guy.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, man.